Hello and welcome once again to the Greekosophy channel. My name is Tam, and if you're wondering where you can find a very good tasty Greek Feta cheese in a UK supermarket, you've come to the right place. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Feta cheese that you can buy in 4 UK supermarkets. Currently in the UK we're in full lockdown, so what a better way to buy yourself some good Greek Feta cheese and make some pastries, use it in Greek salad or wherever you want to use it. Without wasting any more time, let's begin. In case you haven't watched any of our previous videos, the term feta can only be used if you're in the European Union from a feta cheese that has been produced in Greece using milk from particular parts of Greece, using methods that are traditionally Greek, and also using only sheep's milk or up to 30% goat's milk as well. That applies to the European Union because feta cheese is a protected designation of origin cheese. For example, no other country in the European Union can produce that cheese and name it feta. That's why in your supermarket sometimes you find something looking like feta cheese, but they call it Greek salad cheese or Greek style cheese or something like that. They are not permitted to use the term feta. However, outside of the European Union, that protection unfortunately does not apply. So if you live in the US, for example, or in Australia, you may find in your supermarket a cheese called feta that has nothing to do with feta and tastes nothing like proper Greek feta. For example, it can be produced with cow's milk, which obviously cow's milk is a lot cheaper. It's produced using sometimes questionable methods and tastes nothing when you make it a Greek feta like a Greek feta. Not only that, but sometimes they used chemicals to bleach the color and make it more white to look like Greek feta. So make sure, and I will show you throughout this video, make sure what to look for in order to ensure that what you're getting and what you're eating is a proper Greek feta cheese. Today I'm going to be reviewing 4 feta cheeses that you can find at ASDA, Aldi, Lidl and Costco supermarkets. Now I know that Costco is a wholesaler, but a lot of people have a Costco card so they can go and shop sometimes for their household as well. So it's something that you can widely find as well. Now, unfortunately, when I was doing my research, I've noticed that ASDA actually sells 3 different varieties of Greek feta cheese. But unfortunately, when I did my shopping, I could only find one of them. So maybe in future videos, I'm going to be reviewing the other 2 cheeses. And obviously, I'm going to be doing videos for the remainder of the supermarkets. So let's start with the ASDA supermarket because it's first on the alphabet. And its own brand, ASDA Feta Tangy and salty. Okay, so this is the cover. Now when you buy Greek cheese, you need to make sure that you have at least one of those indications there. So those are the protected designation of origin stamps that basically say that this comes from Greece. This particular feta is produced and packed in Greece by Omeros Dairies. And according to the information at the pack, it's using sheep and goat's milk. It doesn't say the percentage, but obviously because it's a PDO product, it cannot use more than 30% goat's milk. Now, a lot of people ask me, what should I look for in a feta cheese, or what sort of feta cheese you like? My personal preference is that, first of all, it has to have a nice, strong salt kick at the beginning when you first try it. After all, it's been stored in brine, so feta cheese will be salty. And that is why you use it, for example, in a Greek salad with the sweetness of the tomatoes. It really blends very well. So I do like a really strong salty kick at the start. It has to be crumbly, obviously, especially when you cut it with a knife. It leaves some crumbles. I don't care if it's softer or harder to the touch, as long as it's tasty. And obviously, as I said, after that salty kick, it has to have some nice cheesy taste, flavor to it. So let's begin with the ASDA feta cheese first. Let's see. Okay, I cannot say that it's my favorite one. First of all, it does start to have that. So it has some saltiness to it, but not a lot. So I guess it has been created for non-Greek palates. You kind of have a slight salty feeling at the start, which you expect it to develop, but it never does. But it doesn't really have any other flavors to it, any strong flavors. It's quite bland to the taste, sorry to say. I would say that this most probably is a feta cheese that I would use in pies, things like that, but definitely not in my Greek salad or eating it on its own. It is not flavorsome enough for me or salty enough for me. Yeah. It doesn't go either here or there. It's just, yes, it is cheese, it is wide, it is feta, but I would say that I'm sorry to say that, you know, it doesn't do anything for me on that. Marks out of 10. I would give it maybe a 3, maximum a 4. Sorry, it's not for me though. So on our second feta of the day, it comes from Aldi, and it's the Emporium Greek Feta, soft and crumbly. Again, as you can see there, we have our 2 important stamps. This particular cheese is also being produced in Greece. The package doesn't say whereabouts, and also uses sheep's and goat's milk. Okay, this automatically is slightly harder than the ASDA one. Okay. I like the saltiness in it. It's not as strong as I prefer in a Greek feta, but it's not as low on the level of saltiness as the ASDA one. It starts slowly and then builds up on the saltiness and keeps it to a certain level. But again, initially it sort of gives you that expectancy of, oh my god, now the full flavors are going to kick in, but they don't. Definitely better than the ASDA one, but it doesn't, taste wise, it doesn't last long in the palate. You just have I would say it gives you everything at the start and then levels out. It doesn't build up to the expectation, but that is definitely a better one from ASDA. I would give that one a 6. A 6. Yeah, it is definitely one that, you know, if I don't have any better one, I would use it in my Greek salads, for example. It can stand on its own, but again, not as much as I would have liked to. But you know, we're getting there. And the third feta cheese of the day comes from Lidl, the Lidl supermarket. It's Milbona Greek Feta. I hope I am pronouncing it correctly. Which for me has also the most attractive packaging of the 4 feta cheeses I'm reviewing today. This one also is produced using sheep and goat's milk. Produced by Elias Dabizas and Sons in the Halkidiki region of Greece, up in the north of Greece. Again, slightly harder to the touch than the ASDA one. Similar to the Aldi one on the touch. Let's try it. Okay. Sitting on the fence with this one. It's not as salty as the Aldi one. It has a saltiness, but it has flavor. This one, as opposite to the other two, it builds slowly and gradually builds in taste and saltiness, and it keeps it nice. The more you chew it, the more you chew it. I'm gonna have a second slice of it because this is an interesting one. Let's see. Yeah, not perfect, but so far I prefer this one from the other two, because the saltiness is not very strong, but it gradually builds up and holds as you're eating it. But it has some flavor to it as well, unlike the other two, that gradually builds as well. And it's something that I'm definitely going to use in a Greek salad, for example, or in pies or anywhere. I'm going to give this one a 7. And finally, our fourth and final feta for today is from the Costco chain of supermarkets. Comes in a very, very large package of almost 1.5 kilos, or 1 kilo feta when drained. So it is one to enjoy with the family, or if you have a lot of people at your house. And this one again is being produced in Greece by Bellas and Sons in Katerini, in the north part of Greece as well. Let me just grab a nice chunk out of the brine. Okay, nice and firm to the touch. It holds, let's put it this way. Let's see if... No. No, I wouldn't say that I prefer this one. It is salty. It has the right amount of saltiness, but with regards to taste, it doesn't take you here or there or anywhere. I would say that the saltiness overpowers any flavor that it was going to give you. I don't clearly taste the milk in it. This is something that I would prefer to use in pastries again, because it has that strong saltiness that you need when you use feta cheese in the pastries. But unfortunately, there's not enough flavor in there for me to use on its own or in a Greek salad. Let me just give it a second chance. Let's see. No, it's more saltiness than anything else, really. There's a slight spiciness to it, but it's not a flavor that I would like. I would give these a 6. I would give this a 5 to 6. I would say most probably 6 because of the right saltiness to it. So, out of the 4 feta cheeses of today, I would say that Lidl and Milbona feta is the winner. Not perfect, but it's the one that has a great balance of saltiness and taste to it. You could, I would say, identify the milk in that, the goats and the sheep's milk in that. It is nicely blended. It's a great package, although I don't put any points for packaging. It's the taste that matters. So I would say that out of the 4 ones, it's definitely the winner for me. All the links of where to find them are in the description section of this video below. So now, with the total lockdown that we're experiencing in the UK, most probably I'm going to concentrate on reviewing Greek products, as I will have a lot more opportunities to do some shopping and some tasting and some eating. And with Christmas coming up, why not stocking up on some Greek products? So make sure that you press that all important for our channel, subscribe button. So every time we upload any more videos, you are one of the first people to know. But just because the review of the feta cheese has ended for today, it does not mean that you have to go away. We have some great recipes for you to try. So make sure you click on the 2 videos that are coming up right now on your screen, either the left or the right one, and they will take you to some fantastic Greek recipes for you to make this Christmas for your family and the kids. My name is Tam. I'm just gonna make some Greek salad now and use some of the Greek cheese I've made. And I hope you enjoy the videos that you're going to be clicking on, and I'll speak to you later on.